Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for coming on. Welcome to Birth Your Vision podcast live. Today, I'm super excited to have an amazing guest, Judith, who is an amazing coach. She's going to be sharing quite a lot of amazing, useful information so that we can actually learn how to improve in terms of closing the gender pay gap and also, creating wealth, giving us tips on how we can actually generate and create wealth, especially during this season. There is a lot going on, a lot of uncertainty. And there's so many people who are looking for opportunities to actually find how to contribute to the current economy. So this is the program for you to be on. We're going to be talking a lot about, entrepreneurship and about the Rose Review report, which was actually an independent review commissioned by UK, and that was released last year, 2019, in March, which was really about identifying the barriers that is faced by women entrepreneurs. So welcome everybody. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for your support. I am truly grateful for always welcoming me and appreciating the content that I create on the Birth Your Vision podcast live. And as you know, we are here to give you nuggets and support, strategies and tips to help you, and also to offer mentorship as well. So this is what it's all about. So if you are a female entrepreneur, this is for you. So welcome once again to all our wonderful guests. Come on in, tell us where you are watching us from, tell us who you are and what you do. Let's continue to celebrate and support each other. So thank you so much. So welcome to my fabulous guest, Judith. It's a pleasure to have you here. Tell us who you are and what you do. I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself today. I'm going to change it around.
Wow. I was hoping that you were going to introduce me and save me all of that. So hi, everyone watching. I'm super excited to be here today. My role is really as a mindset coach. And really what that means is that I help people remove barriers that stop them from really achieving or going for their dreams. Because there's a lot of things that we've been told as children in our families, societal expectations that have created barriers that as adults, we don't move forward from those and we allow those to guide us. So what I do is if you've got a dream that you want to birth, this is fantastic, Hannah, that this is like your area, if you have that and you are struggling to really move forward with it, I really just help you break that down and move past that. So I'm a rapid transformational mindset coach, and I help people break through their barriers so that they can achieve the life that they want. Not Fantastic. In 5 years, ASAP.
Yeah, indeed.
Literally.
I love that. Absolutely amazing. I just wanted to just sort of butter that up because you've actually worked with, top organization in terms of, your role as a transformational coach. And you've actually supported them as well to do quite a lot of amazing things, which is really incredible. And also you're a motivational speaker. You also have your own group that you mentor. Could you tell us about the group that you actually mentor women as well?
Yes. So I've got a women's Facebook group. And literally, this group was created in February this year. And it was really geared towards women only because, and I know we're going to dive deeper in this, but what I find is ladies out there, you have a dream, but you wait and wait and wait and wait 10, 15 years and don't do anything. And the core reasons for those is all down to value. So I created this to start looking at what is value, where do you get your value from, and how can you look within yourself and use the tools that you already have that are intrinsic to you, that are a blueprint to you, that you can move with those to actually create an income for yourself once you start being bold and identifying what your talents and gifts are. So the group is really recent, but the women that have come through, the reviews have been amazing and transformational. And some of the women have already gone out and started doing their own blogs.
I'm so excited about that.
And they're starting to do what they dreamed to do. So it's been really transformational for the women that have been there in short period of time. It's literally 4 months it's been.
Wow, congratulations. I'm super proud of you. And really, this is what we're going to be diving into because women need mentors and they need coaches. To be quite honest. And the question is there a lot of role models out there because people are looking for role models, people who they can actually shadow, people who have actually done exactly what they are about to do and get into. So they're looking for people who are already experienced and they have expertise. And we're going to be talking about that very soon in terms of, do women have enough role models? Are there enough role models who are women to help equip and support other women? So one of the reasons why you are here today is because we are definitely doing a campaign, which has been from last week up to this week. And we have been running a campaign to actually speak about, the female gender gap, which is all about looking at what it is like in the UK at the moment. So as you know, that women, we do not even lack any ability or ambition. We are very powerful, we're very strong, we're very confident.
Yeah.
And whatever we want, we try our best to get it, or we get support in terms of getting it. But our conversation today is really about looking at, 1 in 3 UK entrepreneurs is a female, right? And the gender, and that is a gender gap equivalent to 1.1 million missing businesses, according to the recent Rose review, which was actually conducted last year, 2019, in March. And so the more women come to start business, the more they start to develop, the more the economy starts to change, the more jobs there are, the more opportunities that there are, and the more you're adding to the wealth of the economy. And so this is why we're, going into this conversation today, because for me personally, my network is trying to close that gap. And for the past 6 months, I've been working with fantastic women who have had ambitions and dreams to be able to birth their vision. And I've taken them through that process to birth it. Wow. And hence why we're celebrating on Saturday.
Yes.
And I want to invite you and many other women to come and join us and listen to authentic, real life stories, unique stories from these wonderful women.
Wonderful.
Because as you know, going through entrepreneurship is a lonely journey. And you need a network, you need a community, you need support, you need a mentor, you need a coach, and you need guidelines, and you need support with people who have already experienced it before. And so that is what I do, and that is what I've offered. That's what my platform is all about.
Amazing.
A network, all women's network.
Love
and
it.
So you're here today to really discuss about what can we do, yes, as leaders in our community, as business women, as entrepreneurs. What can we do now to start looking at how we can start to close that gender gap?
I think for us is possibly start showing up more.
Yes.
So really start showing up more in our communities or in the social media space, because I think that's where people go to find mentors, or at least to see somebody doing something similar to what they want to be doing. Yes. I know for myself, for a lot of times, there's a bit of a noise. I don't know if you can hear it from your end.
Oh, not
there's
at
a
all.
bit of a, okay. I can hear a bit of buzz. Maybe it's from me. Okay. There's a lot of many years that really I didn't show up on social media, and I was just literally doing my own thing. So I think the last 2 years I've really challenged myself as a leader to really start showing up online platforms, on LinkedIn, Facebook, as much as I didn't want to, because I thought, well, I don't really do social media. That's not really my arena. As mentors, we need to start coming up, because what I used to find when I was trying to start business is I was looking at mentors, but they were mainly male models that I was seeing that were really brave in terms of showing up, showing who they are, and showing the way. So my challenge for myself and a lot of the female leaders is really show up onto the social media platforms like you are, like I'm starting to do, and really offer the support and really coach, giving value to people. Let people hear your journey, how you started off, and let them get intrigued and then contact you to see how then their lives can improve. So that's part of what we can do in terms of leaders. Just show up all the time, show up unconditionally, show up in your flaws, Hannah, because a lot of the times we try to be perfect. I know I do. And I'm trying to show up only when I'm perfect. And actually, we've got to show up when we're imperfect, because at the end of the day, there is nothing perfect in this world. And I know women suffer the most from trying to be the perfection syndrome, which doesn't exist. So showing up in all areas is really, really critical, that we are, not just showing one side of it. We're talking about, yes, it's great to create wealth. And yes, it's great to start your own opportunities. However, you are going to start to doing some things that you never did before, because where you are up till now, the mindset that you had to get you to where you are now is going to be different. Yes. So it's us to show the way that we move through the difficulties and how we change our mindset and how we navigate the difficult times to get where we want to, not just from a mindset perspective, but how we show up, but our behaviors throughout the journey, because your behavior, the way you react and act, is what's going to get you to where you want to go. When you have issues, you have roadblocks, that's what's going to make you stand out. Because I know a lot of the times people will give up when it gets to a certain point and it's getting tough and you're starting to get, recognized and you're being given a lot of bad, press, right? So we've got to show how to navigate through that. So I think, leadership needs to show all angles of it, good, bad, indifferent, and really show up for the people. And then push the message that everybody can do it. We are not unique. We're not special in any way that we have special gifts and abilities. The only special thing that we have is that we're us, and we are recognizing the talent and the gift that we have, and we're choosing to show up in that gift regardless of what's happened. And every single woman can do that, because every single woman has a blueprint. And this is one of the things that I teach my ladies in my Facebook group. You all have a fingerprint and a blueprint directly just for you. And the way that you show up in your business, in your world, is entirely designed to accommodate what you do best. So you must use that and really come out of that. And the last thing I want to say about this is really about collaboration.
Oh, yes, indeed.
I've, throughout the last couple of years where I've tried to collaborate with women, there is this thing about women where we've been trained to compete against each other and not collaborate. And, ladies, right? Let's get real for a minute. We should not be competing against each other, because nature shows, right? The weeds and the flowers, they grow all together in the same space. Absolutely. And neither of the two will go, I'm not going to grow because you're growing, or I'm going to try and do myself better than you. This competition is what kills every business idea and every entrepreneur, because you're looking at the other person and thinking, oh, I wish I could do what they're doing, or they're doing the same thing I'm doing, and they're probably doing it better, and I don't want to be part of their team because they're doing this. Listen, it doesn't matter if we're all mindset coaches, because the way that you show up as a mindset coach will be intrinsic to you, right?
Absolutely.
So collaboration is really key. And Hannah, I take my hat off to you. And this is why I really wanted to come on your broadcast and support you, because you have broken that mold. You are like, okay, All Women's Network, I'm going to collaborate with as many as possible. I'm going to teach, I'm going to show the way. And this is how it's supposed to be, really.
I just love you. You're just amazing. You've basically answered about 3 questions in one. You know what? I love what you said at the end about collaboration. Collaboration is key. It's the way forward.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you something. One of the reasons why I'm doing this also, this campaign, especially from last week till this week, leading up to the conference, it's really about working in partnership with a lot of people behind the scenes. And also these interviews as well, getting women to speak about the real authentic stories about, helping others and, offering mentorship and coaching and all those good stuff. And, some of the key things, the key issues, stopping quite a lot of women from starting a business. Some of the things that we've actually identified, that I've actually identified, is actually lack of confidence. That is always number one, lack of confidence, and also imposter syndrome as well. Lack of knowledge around finance, tax, and access to relatable role models and mentors. Those are the things that I've actually found that is actually become a barrier, a limit. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I said to myself, I can only cover a few of that. And what I've done is actually partnership. Okay.
Amazing.
When you said collaboration.
Amazing.
I've actually partnership and collaborated with another coach, another mentor, another business partner, to actually bring all these ideas together, to tie it together in one, to support as many women as we can through this entrepreneurship program that we've delivered. And there's power in collaboration, because to be quite honest, as women, we wear so many hats. However, we have to stick to what we know.
Yeah.
And if we do not know the things that can help other people, then we can bring other people in.
Absolutely.
So that we can actually contribute and help. And having people come to this interview and this live podcast makes it even extra special. I always say, individually, do you understand, you are strong, but together you're an ocean.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Together we are powerful. Together we can make an impact.
Absolutely.
We can make a difference. And that's the way I view partnership. That's the way I view collaboration.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm very open to collaboration and working with so many people. So thanks for really highlighting that, which is very, very important.
Yeah.
So let's go on and just look at, why do you think entrepreneurship is important to the economy? Although I've mentioned one or two things, what was your take on that?
Well, I've agreed with what you said already. Yeah. I'm just going to add one thing. And the one thing that I want to add is about community development, because obviously the like-minded people will always gravitate towards sort of the similar things. Yes. And I love, when I say community, the community side of things is something like what you have now. It's geared towards specific gender and specific community. And through that, it actually brings people out, because it shows them that actually our community, there's people doing certain things. Whereas when you look a lot of the times in different communities, you just see one type of person in entrepreneurship, for example. Like we say, the gender gap, you see a lot of male dominating that industry. So for me, for example, when I did a speaking engagement, for example, last year in one of our platforms in London Rail, we only had, there was one major ladies main speaker out of, I think it was 5 male speakers. So the 6th was a lady. So it's just 1 out of 5. And then I guest featured with another lady. So again, there was 2. And then there was another 2 men. So out of, I would say that 9 of us, literally just 3 females. Right. Wow. So exactly. And it was around people that are like-minded. So a lot of personal development growth. So the same community, personal development growth, mindset growth. There was a lot of entrepreneurs that, millionaires, etc. So when we do this community aspect idea, which is what you're doing similarly to now, to your platform, it's really about showing the way to the community that we're serving and really giving them that platform, like you said, to actually show up and draw them and show, look, guys, ladies, especially ladies, because I do speak to a lot of women, right? There are women in your community standing up and not allowing societal expectation or anything like that stop them from what they need to be doing, right? And also the traditional expectations and traditional family expectations, because I don't know what it was like in your community, but in my community, you either became a doctor, a lawyer, or the accountant, and anything else that you did outside of that wasn't really embraced. And for me, in terms of the community development, where I didn't really fit in any of those criteria. So when I went off to do something else, it was really not embraced or looked upon as something that anyone could be proud of. So the fact that we can all come out in our own inner community, showing writers, I know you had a lady last week that she had a book. Yes. They're showing, there was another lady who was doing her own clothing. We're entrepreneurs, speakers. Yes. Something that is not conventional actually shows the diversity in a community where the expectation isn't what we're doing. Indeed. So we're breaking the mold in our community, showing the way. And that's one of the other things that I was going to add on to what you already said, that is really, really critical to actually future development. So our children, we can allow them to not just follow this model of these 3 professions, and that's it. We can show success within the community in all other areas.
Yeah. Exactly. Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Model. Yeah. Absolutely, you're completely right. I really do like that. You know, let's talk about the Rose Review, which was actually conducted last year. And you know, one of the things that they looked at, it's all about the barriers affecting women in terms of starting a business and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I wanted to really talk about currently, you know, what can we start to do right now to basically change this narrative? Um, Women have a lot of barriers, you know, in terms of childcare,
Yeah.
in terms of, you know, looking at difficulties in terms of managing their families, and also looking at different things in terms of different sort of limitations that
Yeah.
affect them. Now, what can we do to actually start helping as many women as possible to get them to start?
I think for me, it's always great to hear what the reviews say or what the research says, but
Yeah,
the onus always falls back to us. And this is what I show people and I train people. The onus of transforming your life will
yeah,
always fall back to you. So you have to start creating the environment that you want to see.
yeah,
Okay. So if you find that there's an issue with childcare, for example, what is it as a parent that you think you can start as an entrepreneur that
mm,
allows other women to be able to thrive in an environment that you have created for them?
yes,
Okay. So, like, for example, I will work from home. So, do I have other women in my circle that are struggling, parents at home, that I
yeah,
can employ, that they can work from home and they don't have to leave their environments, for example?
mm,
Right. So,
yeah,
it's creating opportunities first, because I think when we're always kind of looking out for other people to help us out,
yeah,
we're always in victim mode.
mm,
Right. And I know there's an onus for, the companies to do things for people to accommodate their needs. But at the end of the day, I strongly believe that we have to be the change. I think that was Gandhi's,
yeah.
one of his
Change we want
quotes,
to see. Yeah,
right? You have to be
hmm,
the change. So you have to come up with the ideas that work for you. So as female entrepreneurs, so this is where, again, the mindset of the collaboration as a group works. Because
mm,
if I have a business that can solely look for those women who particularly have that, in that position, and I
yeah,
can support them, then I'm creating as an entrepreneur an opportunity to break that barrier so that the women at home can have an income and can have a good living, for example,
yeah,
right? So that's one of the things. The other thing is, women, as you said, they're very, very talented, right?
mm,
And the one thing that they can do is look at what they do naturally. I
yes,
had a lady last week who started writing poetry for young girls, young kids, poetry for self-esteem. And
yes,
that is about to get published because she's a parent at home. She was part of my coaching. She doesn't know what to do. She's like, well, I'm not getting employed, because of the childcare issues, etc.
mm,
And I was saying to her, what is it that you can do naturally? What can you do to provide for yourself
yeah,
and for your child? Because she's looking up to you to provide a living for her, and you have to be the role model so that she doesn't fall into the same trap as you. Because
exactly.
remember, as women, you're leaving a legacy. This is not even about, it's about making money, but it's also a legacy. If you have a child
Mm,
who's watching you stuck in a poverty cycle because you don't look at what you can do and then start working towards that,
yeah,
that creates a cycle and the loop that never gets broken. So I'm strong believer on this, Hannah, to
yeah,
show people, find a way out for yourself. So she's doing the poetry. It's getting published in less than 2 weeks.
fantastic,
And
awesome.
she's going to be starting to earn her own living. So I take on board all the reviews, all the statistics, but I always throw it back to the people.
Mm,
Make a way for yourself
for yourself, thinking
and
outside of
make a
the
way for
box.
others. Yeah, and make a way for others, right?
Absolutely, I love that. You know what? Do you think that there is enough female mentors? Because I hear this a lot, that people are always looking for mentors and role models, and sometimes they feel
Mhm.
like they don't really get the help and the support, because some people find it competitive to share information, and some
Yeah.
people basically just don't want to share the information, or they're not willing to kind of, tell it all. You know
Yes,
what I
yes,
mean? Because they don't
yeah,
really want you to get there before they get there,
yes, which is
and
again that,
that
yeah,
is that
collaboration
flaws
thing.
we have. But I
Yeah,
do, something and you have an expertise and you have knowledge, share it, because at the end of the day, where are you taking all this knowledge to? It's given to you, or you've learned about it, or you've acquired it over the years for one reason or the other. And if somebody needs help, this is the time for you to share your knowledge and support them so that they can also get there, and actually you can get there together. I mean, what's your take on that? Yeah.
In terms of female role models, I think there are some, if you can find them. I have to say majority of them are in the UK would probably not be from our community. And even like, if you look at America and Europe, really, it's probably won't find that many. But I think, again, if you start to know how I work as a coach, I always push it back to the person. What I did was to actually look at a lot of the male mentors. Right. And I didn't know them personally. So I just followed them online and I looked at what they were teaching on terms of how to improve your mindset, how to create a life that you want, how to go after what you want, and really not to care about what people think about you. So I took from them what worked for me, and I started implementing those ideas for myself. So when I started, I didn't have one female mentor, and I didn't know any of them. And I didn't know any of the male that I followed. Right.
But you were drawn to the male rather than the female.
The only reason I was drawn to the males is because they were being successful, and it's what I wanted.
Right. Gotcha. Right? So what can we do then? What do we need to do right now as women? Because for a male, it's easy for him to say, this is what I'm going to achieve, and I'm going to go for it. And he's going to definitely achieve it. And women are going to achieve it as well. But then we have some barriers, isn't it? We have certain things that is pulling us back. And,
so give me an example, apart from the childcare, is there any other barriers that you feel?
Yes, absolutely. So for example, so we have stuff like lower access and awareness of capital, so sort of like finance,
like grants and things like that.
Exactly. And also skills and experiences. Some people may not have the right skill sets, and also lack of relatable, and also sponsorship, mentorship, role models. So all those things, they are barriers that was even identified also, by the Rose Review. And some of the things that they've put in place are to basically start providing, access to mentoring, access to all this acceleration programs, and also, the local business ops providing support and mentorship for women, so you have different organizations such as She Means Business and all this organization doing all these amazing things to help women to get support with mentorship, but how do we now kind of change this narrative? Because we as women, we have to look at what can we do to help our fellow women to get them to the next level as well, especially if you are there already. What can you do to help them?
I think, for someone like me, one of the things that I do is obviously I created a Facebook so I can download it. So it's a free Facebook group, and I have courses on there that I take the women through. So I've done a 9-week course and I've done a 6-week course, which has transformed the women on there who have gone on to start doing what they want to do. So there's free courses that we can do that. And maybe what I shared earlier, just to show up more on social media so that people can actually see that we exist. And also a lot of the collaboration. But I always say to women as well, look, you've got to be prepared to invest in yourself. Okay. Indeed. When I started, I did not have, as I mentioned, any role models, but there were courses that I could pay for and go on the courses and actually learn. So I paid for a business course to teach me how to start a business from scratch, how to build my website, the back of house, how to build it, how to create landing pages, how to do all these things. So I invested in myself. I spent a couple of £1,000, which, ladies, I did not have at the time because I was just starting out. So I had to pay in installments, and I had to make adjustments in my own finances because I didn't have money to pay for the, a £3,000 course. But really, my future was more important than, if I project myself, at the time, I projected myself 5 years from now, and I looked at the £3,000, and then 5 years later, and I thought, Judith, Are you going to try and sacrifice and create £3,000 to go on a course that could possibly transform your life in 5 years? Or do you want to be in the same place in 5 years?
5 years, yeah.
Right? So for me, it was a painful choice in terms of my pockets. I was like, ow, I need to find this money somehow. You know, I need to cut budgets. But, you know, a lot of the times, women and people in general don't project themselves in a couple of years when they're bargaining with the investment with themselves.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to invest with themselves. And then 5 years later, you're still in the same position, thinking about the same things, struggling with the same things, being in the same poverty line, but you're still not willing to
sacrifice and adjust.
Right? And adjust. So for me, I would say the £3,000 that I paid almost 3 years ago, if I didn't do that, that was the catapult of everything that is now happening. Absolutely. That led me to speak last year in, you know, the beauty show in Olympia with thousands of people. I was able to go and speak there, right?
I love it.
I was there last year, you know, as a speaker, right? And then I also got, you know, the London Real Opportunities as a coach and as a guest speaker, which was over 900 people. So if I didn't invest in that and sacrifice, this would not be me and you today would not be happening, because I would still be in the same poverty line, still stressed out, still upset and angry, still depressed, worrying about what I'm going to do with my future, still trying to figure out what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
While all along, I've got the gift inside just waiting there to be unveiled. So I always say to people, please invest in yourself. If you want to start a business and you cannot find mentors, look online for the free mentors and pick what you can take for yourself. Because as we said, men can do what they want, you know, when they want to.
Yeah.
But take from them what you can. Take from these coaches what you can, because they will teach you behaviors and what you need to do. So for me, when I was looking at millionaire behaviors, you know, they were waking up early, they were exercising, they were meditating, they were eating well, they were reading books. And I was like, what books are they reading? Yes. Hang on a minute, I need to buy that online book quickly, order that book and understand what the principles are in that book. You know, they would say, I watch, you know, these types of movies or this type of YouTube videos. I'm not going to watch those videos. I take what I can for that and leave what I can't. You know, and if they were billionaires and I'm like, oh my God, that's so far out of my reach, I can't even comprehend that. I would think, okay, so, but what is it that they do? But what is it that they do to get there? So asking what is it that they do? And having a look at what they do and start to adopt some of the behaviors into your own life. And then watch yourself transform. And it is literally like, as people say, it's like magic, but you have to implement the behaviors and look at what it is that you're doing to actually help yourself. Because most people, as you know, will say, I want this life, I want that life, but they're not willing to sacrifice money, time, no nothing.
Absolutely. I think you've actually said it all. So what I hear you say is time, investment, adjustment, position yourself, you know, understand what's going on, educate yourself, ask for help, get a mentor, get a coach, you know, seek support from all different types of people who have experience in the field, so that you yourself can actually position yourself as an expert once you're now well equipped to get yourself out there. And obviously, when we are being seen, it's not easy for us, you know. we may make it look good, however, it's quite daunting, actually.
Right? Yeah.
But I guess the way to do it is to actually just give it a go.
Yeah.
You know, give it a go. Get started and just feel the fear and do it anyway. That's what I say, you know, because once you've done the one, then it becomes easier for you to now do the second one. The first one may not be the best, but actually give yourself credit for actually making a start, for making a move, because you can actually work on what else you need to do better, you know, what else you need to improve or add or take away. So I always say, feel the fear and do it anyway. That's what's actually got Judith here as well. You know, she had to be visible, she had to be seen, and she really had to step up. And this is why she's also here with me talking to you here today. So we will encourage you to do the same thing, to really just, you know, get out of your own way, I would say, get out of your own way.
Absolutely.
This journey of entrepreneurship is not really for everybody. It's not geared for everybody.
Yeah.
Not everyone has the ability or the skills or even the commitment or the threshold to be an entrepreneur. And, what do you think in terms of entrepreneurship? Why is female entrepreneurship actually important? What's your take on that?
I think I alluded to it earlier. And I think for me, female entrepreneurship is yes, it is about money, but it is about legacy, right? Most households, the female is the one holding the fort, is either single parent, or even if there is a marriage or co-living, the female is the one that's normally leading the way with finances, organizing the home, tutoring, doing all sorts of things. So I think for me, if women start thinking about wealth creation and legacy, they will start to take this a little bit more seriously, because most of the families that have wealth in the UK or abroad is passed down through generations. It's taught, or some of them do start on their own, but majority of it is inherited information, behavior, and passed down wealth. So if you look at your own household, women entrepreneurs, if you have daughters in your house, understand that you are leaving a legacy for your daughter, because she's watching what you're doing, watching how much you tolerate, how quickly you're breaking down or breaking through barriers, how you're training her to be mentally resilient and really going for what she wants, because you're doing that too. And as she observes, she's taking it in on her own. But also as you're mentoring and training, as she goes along to school, you are teaching her how to behave, how to be, resilient, how to overcome obstacles, how to be more prominent and be bold and confident and courageous, how to rely on her own self-esteem and her own value, because she is whole in herself and she's enough just as she stands. She doesn't need anything else attached to it. So for me, it's really important that women start, get into entrepreneurship. Don't be scared about it, because the fact that women do 1,000 things in their household means automatically that they have a scope to grasp entrepreneurship. All right. I always joke with my husband. I'm like, you just work all day and then come home and you're knackered, right? I've been working, coaching, I've gone out, I've done this and that, I've made dinner, I've done this, I've done 10 things. And he's like, oh, one thing, I'm tired, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, for women, be brave, be bold, and leave a legacy. Think about your legacy on your lineage, particularly. And even if you have boys, show them what a strong female looks like, so that when he's ready, he's then partnered with someone who's going to help him create wealth.
Yeah.
And then the legacy continues. So for me, really, it's more of a legacy positioning and passing down for your kids what it is, that living your life to the fullest and doing what you love, even though it brings hardships, you're still doing what you love and you're learning more and more, because life is about evolvement, life is about growth. So whether you do something that you love or you do something that you hate, you are going to be evolving and you're also going to be growing. And it's how you tackle all of those in both scenarios. And most females, they'd rather be making their own money. Why would you want to settle being employed, being miserable, and following other people's rules, telling you what to do, and then still on top of that get so stressed out? Like, I'd rather take it all on myself as a businesswoman and take all the stress.
Yes.
I know it's for me. I know it's for my kids. It's for my legacy. So I can deal with that even better.
Fantastic. Brilliant.
Right.
So when we talk about wealth creation for female entrepreneurs, or just in general, really, what are the ways we can actually create wealth? For me, it's actually, passive income. Having different streams of income coming in. That's one of the key ways when it comes to wealth creation.
Absolutely.
Because, like you say, we have role models around us, and, learning from them and looking at how they actually creating their wealth. One of the things that they do is about having different streams of multiple incomes coming in. So I would like to hear more about that from your side, what your thoughts are in terms of wealth creation.
100% agree with the multiple income streams.
Yeah.
And ladies, let me tell you one thing. If you've got one job, you are putting your family at risk. Okay. If you just got one income stream, if that goes away, your family is at risk of dropping into a poverty line, which is what you do not want, because I think I've mentioned this multiple times. You don't want your legacy of your children going in the same loop. So you must start looking at different ways of making money so that when one drops, you can pick up on the other and focus on that. And if that drops, it's like a game, right? So you're just playing balls and making sure that they're all working. The other thing that I always speak to my ladies about is really looking at things like real estate, right? Do you know anything about that? Can you start studying about it? Can you invest that way? That is a wealth creation stream. Absolutely. Because it's not just about today. It's a lineage legacy. You are creating something that will continue. Yes. We've talked about entrepreneurship. The other thing that I know a lot of people never really think about is things like paper assets. Are you investing in, stocks and shares? Yes. Do you know anything about that? Because that grows on its own, and you can just, get some stocks and shares and then watch it grow. So that's another different way of doing it. There is other things that you can go into, like commodities of gold and silver. You can invest those that never really drop in value. So there's different ways of doing it. The other thing is, things like classics, antiques and collectibles, that we never think about these things because, again, traditionally and societal expectation is that you go to work, get a job, bring the food on the table. Exactly. And you're either a doctor, architect, or an accountant. But, the classics and antique collectives, you have a couple of pieces and, in 10 years, when your children are 20, they're 2 now, and they become 20. Oh my God, what sort of value is that? Exactly. So that's different ways that that is not in our normal conversation. That needs to be in a normal conversation, because that is what wealth creation is. Wealth creation is not about 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is you're living on the breadline and you're bordering on a poverty situation. So you must think outside the box. The other things that you can do, you can publish things. You can write books, like the lady I spoke about. She's publishing poetry. That's going to give you the passive income that you're looking for. Yes, you can create courses. If we are leaders like us, I'm in the process of completing a course. Create courses that will, if you know how to do something, that will teach other people how to do something. A lot of ladies are creative, making clothes, things like that. Get an, Spotify, not Spotify, an online store. Yes. Shopify, I think is what it's called.
Just upload
your stuff on there. Your and products and stuff. It just sells on its own. You don't even have to do anything. You can also upload on Amazon things that you like.
That's right.
And you can sell them on there, or you can have things like affiliate links. If you love something, you love red lipstick, for example, because that's my thing.
I know. And it complements your skin as well,
right? Collaborate with a company that does amazing red lipsticks that you share, and you get some money from it. So there's different ways of making money, ladies. You just have to look for it, align yourself with the mentors like this platform. Please follow this platform, because the people that come through are great examples. Absolutely. So that I've just shared so many ways of making money that some of them are conventional, some of them are not.
Absolutely. I really couldn't agree more than that with you, because it's all about sort of developing yourself. And also, you've mentioned all about create intellectual property, build a business, invest in properties, real estate. You can even hire a financial advisor to give you advice and support, to really guide you and really tell you how to start to invest and make sure that you have, different streams of income coming in, and also make smart investments. That's really, really important. Right? What that is, and create a financial plan, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, where do you want to be? And obviously there's a process when it comes to wealth creation. And, I just wanted to share one or two things when it comes to wealth creation. And these are very simple things. So number one is about setting the right goals. Would you agree with me? You got to set goals and understand exactly what you want. And you have to be very specific with it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's about investing money as well. Like you mentioned before, invest in yourself. We have to try and invest in ourselves, because how can we get better? How can we excel or thrive if we're going through the shortcuts?
Right.
Take time to invest in yourself, save money, and invest in yourself and grow so that you can become very well known in your niche. And also maintain a good credit scoring. This really, really matters, because if you are going to be getting all this real estate and all these properties, well, guess what?
Yes.
Have a good credit scoring. And also another one, absolutely, is about having a stable career. Even before you start going into wealth creation and you have a 9-to-5 job, that's fine. But, you also have to have that foundation to be able to develop your skills, your expertise as a businesswoman or as a businessman, to get some ideas and, to really educate yourself in that job and to be really good at it. And so you can start looking at your side hustle and building that up as well, which is really good. I think it's all about just learning about how to manage your wealth and getting support, getting to speak to people who are, invested in actually creating wealth, who are phenomenal at creating wealth, getting to speak to them and really, letting them understand where you see yourself in the next few years. I think those are really, really important. So there is always a method of how to do this, because some people really get overwhelmed when it comes to wealth creation. Oh, what do I do? How do I make this? Well, it's pretty simple. It's about setting the right goals and really looking at yourself. Where do I want in the next few years? What can I do? Who can help me? Who can support me to actually get there? Which is amazing. It's so fun talking to you. I think we've had a great conversation today about wealth creation, about the gender gap, and also, the barriers that, women entrepreneurs are faced on a day-to-day basis, and, all the things to do with how to be confident, how to really go for what you want, and how to definitely just start breaking the barriers and stop limiting yourself, really, focusing on you, investing in yourself and being the best authentic self that you can possibly be. And the discussion goes on and it carries on with many, many other people that I'll be speaking to, because I think it's important that we have these conversations. I mean, what's your take on that? I think it's important that we continue this kind of conversation so that we can start to change and bring impact as well.
Yes, absolutely agree with you 100%. The conversation needs to be had. The platform needs to be open so that people can actually see that there is help out there and there's people doing what they want to be doing as well. So
indeed, absolutely. And I think you mentioned something about, the way in which the educational system is set up. It's really about just saying, okay, you're going to do your 9-to-5. When you finish, university or college, you can just get a job. But they never really kind of emphasize on entrepreneurship. And whereas in America, they that is what they do a lot in terms of encouraging young people that they can actually have their own properties, they can actually build their own economy and create their own wealth creation. So I think definitely this things needs to be implemented in the school curriculum so that from a young age children will have the opportunity to start creating wealth and also start having different business ideas to start creating businesses as well, which is really important, because some of us, we started quite late, I guess. What I mean?
I started very late.
No one really told us about
100%.
actually you can be your own boss. If you choose not to do 9-to-5, that's okay. You can just make sure you have a business or something that is of demand and it meets the needs of your target audience, and you'll be able to make money from it. I think these are the conversations we need to carry on having and really empowering as many young people as possible so that they could have a head start. So by the time they get to, let's say, even now, many young people, some of them, they're so good and so creative. They know how to do hair and makeup. I don't know whether you've seen many of the people on Instagram. They are just terrific. They are very good with content creating when it comes to food, when it comes to shopping, dressing, all these things. They are definitely things that be a profit-making business. So let's keep on having this conversation and start changing the narrative. You can be your own boss chick.
Right?
Absolutely. So any last words for our audience who have been watching?
Yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope this has been really, really helpful for you. And if you are sitting there wondering, can I do this? Can I be an entrepreneur? Can I build my own wealth? Can I build my own economy? The answer is a resounding yes, you can. Right?
Indeed.
But you've got to be prepared to invest your time, your finances, and you have to stop being complacent and stop viewing yourself as a victim and start taking actions to bring your life to where you want it to be, because you're the only person that can influence yourself the most. We can be here talking all day for years and years and years about what you can do, but until you believe it could be a possibility for you,
yes,
it won't happen. So believe that it's a possibility for you, believe that you can do it, and then take actions towards it with a plan in place to where you want to get to, because you want to know where you want to get to. You want to know where you are. You know, you're earning whatever much you want to earn, how much you want to earn in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and then the steps that you've got to do, because it's in the day-to-day. It's in the day-to-day things, I always say to people. Every day what you do gets you to your target. You don't wake up suddenly and you're this person who is confident. You have to
step by step
do things that make you think, if you look back, oh my God, I did that. Because your brain doesn't have the future knowledge. It only has the past. So if the past has been being scared and not trying things, when you're about to try something, your brain is going to go, uh-oh, danger, stop. That's why you get fear and you don't move forward. So until you start moving forward and tell your brain, it's only a speaking engagement, it's only me going to the bank to speak to someone to help me manage my finances, it's only going to a meeting full of other women that are confident, and I want to be confident, so I want to be in that area. So brain, chill out, let's not freak out, let's move forward. When you start to do that, then your brain understands, oh, hang on, last time it wasn't so bad when we did something crazy. Okay, maybe we can do this as a crazy thing. And that's where you start breaking your own barriers. So don't stop when you get fearful. Keep pushing. That's the only way to move forward.
Absolutely. You've said it all. Thank you so much. It's been amazing, Judith.
Yes.
Having you on the show, we've been able to have some great conversations today. And I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. And I just say thank you so much for coming onto this platform. I am super excited that you made it. And you are just a phenomenal queen. And I wish you the very best of luck in all that you do. And keep on inspiring as many women as possible within your tribe. Absolutely. And definitely we will be connecting again. And I want to say thank you so much to all our viewers who have actually tuned in today to contribute and participate. Thank you for your support. Do share this video. Let people know about the Birth Your Vision live podcast, where we bring fantastic, phenomenal females from all walks of life to come and share fantastic nuggets and strategies on how you can actually run your business, build your brand, and be visible. So thank you so much to all our viewers. It's been amazing. I just want to say thank you for all your support, and I look forward to seeing you all on Saturday, this Saturday, the 27th, via Zoom. We are going to be celebrating the All Women's Network annual conference, and it's taking place online video conferencing. Once you've registered on Eventbrite, you'll be given access to jump on to join us and to celebrate with us on Saturday from 1 p.m. Come and listen to authentic story and unique stories from women who have actually launched and started their business, the journey, what happened, the barriers and how they overcame it, lack of confidence, lack of clarity. So many powerful stories. You would never be the same again when you come and listen to these stories. This will actually impact you to start and make a move and do your own business and actually start your own business. Whatever you've been dreaming about doing, stop dreaming. Let's make it a reality. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to love and leave you. Have a great evening. Stay blessed. Thank you so much, Judith. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.